before Game 4, and Bobby Jones has been preparing for this since he left the mound after a less than stellar effort in Game 4 of the National League Championship Series. The starting lineup for the New York Yankees brought to you by Coors Light. Derek Jeter leads off tonight with Luis Sojo in the lineup this evening instead of Vizcaíno. Sojo batting second at second. David Justice hitting third, and Bernie Williams in World Series play hitless in his last 18 at-bats, yet he's cleaning up. Tino Martinez at first, Paul O'Neill in right, Jorge Posada catching, Scott Brosius at third, and Denny Nagel pitching and batting ninth. Bobby J. Jones.
11-6 record this year. That was the most wins he had since 1997.
Glad you're with us. Derek Jeter ready to go. So's Bobby Jones. Well hit into left field. Back at the track at the wall. The first pitch of the night is gone. Derek Jeter starts it with a bang.
Right after the Rockets' red glare, another Rockets' red glare. First pitch, inside fastball. Boom. Derek Jeter with 15 home runs on the regular season. On one pitch, puts the Yankees ahead.
A strike over the outside corner to Luis Sojo. Two guys not in the lineup. Knobloch, the typical leadoff hitter for the Yankees, and he enjoyed it every bit as much as the rest of the Yankee dugout. Derek Jeter gets his third home run of this postseason, his first of this World Series, his 16th leadoff home run series history. And Sojo stays alive. So now you're talking about Derek Jeter, who has reached base in 55 of 60 career postseason games. He scored a run in 17 of 18 World Series games in which he has participated. And with one swing, the first pitch has put the Yankees out in front here in Game 4. The 0-2 to Sojo. Breaking ball chopped to third. Ventura time to wait. High throw, but out. One away.
Derek Jeter led off 21 times this year, and this is his first leadoff home run of the year. Normally the #2 hitter. And Joe Torre telling us yesterday one of the reasons that he started Jose Vizcaíno in the #1 hole at second base was to allow Derek Jeter to continue to bat second. I think Joe's glad he let him off tonight.
So one out, bases empty, and here's David Justice. Justice last night made the final out when he popped up to the right side. Caught by Alfonso. Benitez had done his job, and the Mets had accomplished what they wanted to in Game 3, getting a victory and getting on the board in this series. Ball 1 to Justice. An 11-game winner. Tim mentioned the stint down at AAA for Bobby Jones. There's another stat for you. 13-game World Series hitting streak for Derek Jeter. 1 ball, 1 strike on Justice. Bobby Jones 0-2 this year against the Yankees, 0-3 lifetime. Into right field. Change up. 2 out.
Just enough to get David Justice out in front. Body went forward, the hands went with it, and that strips a power hitter of his power.
So now 2 out, and the batter will be Bernie Williams. During the season for Bobby Jones, after his first loss to the Yankees at Yankee Stadium, that was his final start before he elected to go back to AAA. He wanted to go down there and get things straightened out. He was 1-3 at that time. The Yankees pounded on him. A 13-5 loss, and he couldn't get through 5 innings. sent down, 2 starts down at AAA, and he was 10-3 the rest of the regular season. One terrific start this postseason and one poor start. Dave Wallace, the pitching coach, watching as ball 1 drops low and away, a ball and a strike.
Best start of his life on October 8th against the San Francisco Giants.
Not a good start to the regular season. 1-3 his first 8 starts with an ERA over 10. Back to AAA, and his last 19 starts was 10-3. Into left center field. Peyton going to get it, and the Yankees are finished in the first. The last time a player led off a World Series game, Rickey Henderson back in 1989. Until that blast from Jeter. 1/2 inning, game 4, 1-0 Yankees. Denny Neagle has made 1 World Series start against the Yankees in '96. Now he makes 1 for them in the starting lineup for the New York Mets. Brought to you by Coors Light. Timo Perez and Edgardo Alfonzo, Mike Piazza, with Todd Zeile, one of the heroes last night, Ventura and Anbayani the other, batting 6th. Jay Payton, Mike Bordick, and Bobby Jones pitching and batting 9th. Denny Neagle, during the regular season, 7-7 with the Yankees, 8-2 with Cincinnati prior to his trade to New York. A free agent to be. Won his first 2 starts with the Yankees. Went through a stretch where he lost 4 straight decisions. Lost his last 3 starts of the regular season and was pounded in his last start at the end of September. Perez, a late swing and strikeout to start the bottom of the first. Absolutely 1 out, nobody on, and a ball down and into Edgardo Alfonzo, who is struggling in this World Series. 2 out of 13.
The whole philosophy behind that is if you drop your arm down, you push the ball. If you're on top of the ball, you throw the ball, and that's what pitchers are supposed to do. Throw it, not guide it.
2-0 on Alfonzo.
Here it is right here. He had extra pop on those fastballs to Perez. You can see that arm angle right there on top of the ball. That's what, more often than not, that's what all pitching coaches preach, to stay on top of the ball. Billy Connor's no exception.
The count's gone to 3-0 on Alfonzo with Piazza next. Yankees on top by a run. There's a strike, 3-1. Edgardo Alfonzo, 25 home runs during the regular season. That's out of play, full count. This game and all games during the World Series being shown on a big screen in downtown Caracas. Edgardo Alfonzo, one of the heroes of Venezuela. They get 2 for the price of 1 tonight as Luis Sojo's in the lineup for the Yankees. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and a 1-out walk. One on, 1 out for Piazza, who's 3 out of 13 in this World Series, including a home run back in the 9th inning of game 2.
To be grammatically proper, that banner should have read "my ulcer and I."
I was going to say something, but I just let it slide. 1 on, 1 out. Strike 1.
Mike Piazza appeared to be looking for the fastball. He got it and swung through it.
Third start of this postseason for Denny Neagle. That's crushed down the line, hooking foul. 0-2.
After the fastball, the changeup. Piazza just out in front. Hit a ton, but foul.
.370 career average for Piazza in this head-to-head matchup. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 on, 1 out. Ball 1.
That's what we were talking about, coming inside to the right-handed batters to keep them from lunging out for the changeup. Posada sets up inside. Not all pitches are designed to get hitters out. Some pitches are designed to get them out later.
Late swing and a miss, 2 gone. 2 strikeouts here in the first inning for Denny Neagle.
Blows the fastball by him, and then the changeup, a scare. That pitch set up this pitch.
So a runner at first, 2 out. And a hero from last night's game, Todd Zeile, stands in. Zeile an RBI to tie the game in the 6th inning, an RBI double. A 1-out single in the 8th and scored the go-ahead run on the double by Agbayani. Strike 1. Zeile overall this postseason over 300, 304 in this World Series, 6 out of 13. That's foul. And it's 0-2. You would figure with this pitching matchup of Bobby Jones and Denny Neagle that you would have a little more offense than we've seen in the first 3 games.
Yeah, you would. Normally that's the case in World Series play, because in the 4th game you're either getting the 4th starter or the #1 starter with 3 days rest.
1 ball, 2 strikes. But these are veterans. Bobby Jones, the right-hander, won 11 games during the regular season. Denny Neagle, a guy who, combining his numbers with the Yankees in Cincinnati, won 15 games. And a guy with postseason experience while with Atlanta. A ball and 2 strikes on Zeile. Easy for Jeter to his left. Tricky hop. The inning is over. The force out 6-4. 1 inning complete in game 4. A leadoff home run by Jeter for the Yankees, and they lead by 1. Bobby Jones, the numbers in this postseason for him, a record of 1-0, ERA of 4.15, makes his 3rd start. He takes on Tino Martinez here in the 2nd inning. 1-0 the Yankees lead. And ball 1. Tino Martinez, 6 out of 14 in the World Series. Huge numbers in the postseason. Making everybody forget what he did during the regular season. A ball and a strike. Martinez, then O'Neill, then Posada for the Yankees in the 2nd. On the inside corner, strike 2. Jones, no strikeouts yet. That's popped foul back toward the dugout and out of play. Bob Brenly.
Yeah, Joe, when a hitter has good success against a pitcher in his career, he's said to own that guy. Well, Tino Martinez has the pink slip on Bobby Jones. 6 for 8 with 2 home runs, 2 doubles, 6 RBIs. This is exactly where the Mets want Tino Martinez, either leading off an inning or at the plate with 2 outs and nobody on base.
Bobby Jones has him set up at a ball and 2 strikes. And puts him away. Strikeout number 1 and out number 1 here in the 2nd.
Looks like a 2-seam fastball that goes away from Tino Martinez after coming inside a couple of times. Just read the 2 seams, can't you?
Martinez a shake of the head, and here's Paul O'Neill. Bob Brenly talked about Paul O'Neill, what he's done in this postseason, getting better and better with each round. Getting a chance to star here in the World Series, 7 out of 12 with 2 runs batted in. 1 out, nobody on, and that's ripped down into the right field corner. Another hit for O'Neill. Perez can't cut it off, and O'Neill's thinking about going to third. He'll try it. He'll make it as Perez missed the initial cutoff man. O'Neill at third with only 1 out.
Had Perez hit the first cutoff man, Edgardo Alfonzo, the Mets would have had a chance at O'Neill at third base. The ball, once it gets by Perez, O'Neill says, with 1 out, I'm taking a chance. None out, 2 outs, I'll stay at second. Perez's throw, as Joe said, misses Alfonzo, and O'Neill goes in standing up. Paul O'Neill did not have a triple during the regular season, and he has 2 in 2 games here at Shea Stadium.
Well, during August and September, O'Neill hit only .229. Only .231 during the Division Series and the American League Championship Series, and now in the World Series, .615. They're going to peel back at second to see if O'Neill hit the bag on his way by. He did, as Jerry Crawford gives the safe sign, and O'Neill's at third initially with 1 out.
Paul O'Neill touching the bag, but you wonder who saw this, because the double cutoff was the second baseman and shortstop. So
I'm not so sure he hit the bag.
Oh, I thought he did. Thought he hit the inside part of the bag. It appeared, but the interesting thing is who called that? Did the bench call it because the shortstop and second baseman were out for the cutoff? They certainly didn't see it. Ventura had to stay at third. Zeal had to stay at first. So who called the appeal?
Well, Bobby Valentine trotted out there and talked to Bobby Jones about what they would do with Posada. The intentional walk is the answer there, and I'm sure as he went out there said something about checking and appealing back to second base. If O'Neill did hit second base, it was close.
Yeah, that's where you're supposed to touch it, either the right or left foot, depending on where the stride lands. Inside part of the bag. I guess from the bench, or from the Mets bench, you could see that it looked like he may have missed it.
All-time games are presented by Doosan. Doosan and MLB remind you to stay at home and stop the spread.
Head & Shoulders stops flakes for 72 hours. That's enough time to log roll for days. And receive praise for your log rolling ways, which turns into a log workout craze. Stay flake-free for 72. What you do is up to you.
At Ace, your backyard is right in our backyard. So when you need to feed your grass, remove the weeds, or wrangle those leaves, go to the place that delivers on top brands like Ego, Toro, and Steel, and even delivers right to your home. No warehouse store can match the convenience of your local Ace. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their lawn care. Your local Ace remains open, so pick up in-store, curbside, or we'll deliver your order right to your door.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
What is that?
Mine. Why?
It's just that it's...
Lavender? Yes, it is. Old Spice. It's for men.
But I like the smell of it.
The Test Kitchen is where all of Taco Bell's iconic creations are brought to life. And now, the Test Kitchen is in your kitchen with the at-home taco bar. Bring all those crunchy, cheesy, spicy ingredients home to your crew. From Taco Bell to your Test Kitchen.
MLB Tonight, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 6 Eastern on MLB Network.
A step to third, a look to first. Brosius did not tip his hand at the plate if he was going to square around. He's hitting only .209 in this postseason. 2 out of 8 in the World Series. Big rip, strike one. A 1-out triple by O'Neill.
Come on, bro.
And then the intentional walk to Posada.
Guess we should explain the difference between a suicide squeeze and a safety squeeze. Suicide squeeze, the runner on third. As we look at the batting average of Scott Brosius, runner on third breaks immediately, and on a safety squeeze he waits until the ball is put down with the bunt.
Runners at first and third, 1 out. That's inside, a ball and a strike. Denny Nagel waits to hit next. Yankees trying to add to their second inning lead. It's 1-0. Posada takes off at first, and that fly ball into right center field. O'Neill will tag and score, and going all the way back to first with 2 out now on a sac fly by Brosius is Posada, and it's 2-0 Yankees here in the second.
Little confusion in right center field. O'Neill scoring easily. The hit and run was on then. Bench is yelling, or those on the bench are yelling at Posada to get back to first. He got back easily.
Denny Nagel now with a runner at first, 2 out. A career 153 hitter, and he takes a strike.
There's Posada taking off. He didn't look back, and that's dangerous. You have to find out where the ball is. Otherwise, you rely on the shortstop or the second baseman. But Posada did get back because of that confusion in right center.
Shortstop and second baseman don't always tell the truth.
No, they don't. Here's Scott Brosius trying to help Posada. Jorge. Get the rope out. There's Larry Mahan when you need him.
So Brosius delivers the RBI, his third RBI of this World Series, and now Denny Nagel is set up at 0-2. At the beginning of this World Series, there was some speculation that for Game 4, Joe Torre might go with the sentimental pick and call on David Cone to start this game. He started with the Mets, but he goes with Nagel, and so far, Nagel and the Yankees lead 2-0 in the second. David Cone, the reason why Joe Torre would go with Cone, the numbers on the right. Career postseason numbers, 8-3 with a good ERA, 4 World Series rings. The reason on the left, the numbers on the left, the reason why Joe Torre went with Denny Nagel. A 4-14 record during the regular season. Little high, 2 balls, 2 strikes on Nagel. Too far inside and a full count. That means that Posada will take off at first.
Excellent base running by Paul O'Neill. Obviously, if Paul O'Neill's on second instead of third, he doesn't score on that ball to right center by Brosius.
Runner goes, 3-2 pitch. You can see Denny Nagel gets a pretty good swing.
Denny has 3 major league home runs to his credit in his career. He didn't have any this year with Cincinnati.
Again, Again, the 3-2. Nagel strikes out. Second strikeout of the inning in the game for Bobby Jones, but more damage. A one-out triple by O'Neill, scored on a sac fly by Brocious. 2-0 Yankees in the second. We welcome you back to Shea Stadium. Bottom of the second inning. The Mets will come to the plate. Ventura, Agbayani, and Payton. 2-0. The Yankees lead, and the breaking ball's in for a strike to Robin Ventura.
That's a remake of a Glenn Miller rendition back in the late 30s,
right.
isn't it?
That's right. Da-da-da-da-da, let the dogs out. Da-da-da-da-da.
Or was it Dorsey?
One of the two. No balls, one strike. Had him played perfectly. Jeter, little hop to his left, one out. That will bring in Benny Agbayani. So Agbayani bats here, and in the postseason hitting .349. That's high, ball one.
We asked Joe Torre before the game the most impressive thing about Benny Agbayani. He said his fearlessness.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Not awed by the pressures of the postseason.
And to be honest, Bobby Valentine has always been the one in Benny Agbayani's corner.
He certainly has. Starting
with their time together at AAA in 1996, which is where Bobby Valentine was managing at the time, and Agbayani was about on his way out of this organization. Bobby Valentine had seen him the previous spring and said, why don't you start lifting that front leg? Get a little more pop when you swing the bat. He's always been a favorite of Valentine's. And that favoritism has been rewarded with some big hits down the stretch and in this postseason.
It was Bobby's take on Benny that he was too big to be a gap hitter, that he could hit home runs by lifting that leg.
Full count.
And Benny Agbayani started hitting home runs over in Tokyo when the Mets and the Cubs opened this 2000 season over there at the Tokyo Dome. You may remember back on March 30th, Benny Agbayani with the game-winning grand slam home run, repaying Bobby Valentine's loyalty.
3-2 pitch is high, a one-out walk. Here's Payton, and there's a little flare down the right field line. Slicing, and it's fair. Down to second is Agbayani, a floater base hit from Payton. And the first Mets hit of the night. A walk, a single, and the Mets have 2 on with 1 out.
That's inexperience on Agbayani's part. And Benny checked where O'Neill was standing and look at the line and look at and determine how hard the ball is hit. He should be on third base and would be on third base. Too passive right here. Bottom part of the order coming up. Take a chance. Benny didn't.
Bordick turned in 2 good at-bats last night. His first 2 at-bats against El Duque. Fly to the track and left and singled. Third at-bat, struck out with the bases loaded, 1 out. In the 6th inning. An RBI chance here, and he takes high, ball 1. Tying runs on Agbayani at second, Payton at first with 1 out. Bordick only 4 of 31 with 0 runs batted in the postseason. And Nagel falls behind him 2-0. Bobby Jones, a light hitting pitcher, waits to bat next. Billy Connors, the pitching coach for the Yankees, on your right, studying Nagel, who has to lay one into Bordick. 2-1. Yankees got a leadoff home run from Jeter in the first. A 1-out triple by O'Neill, who scored on a sac fly by Brocious in the second. Two balls and a strike on Bordick. And a pop-up behind second base. infield fly rule in effect as Soho puts it away. 2 out. And it's 2 on with 2 out for Bobby Jones.
Every pitcher that starts a game longs to go either 0 for 3 or 0 for 4, because that means he's had 3 or 4 at bats, and if you have 3 or 4 at bats, you've gone deep into the game.
Strike 2. Jones had 4 at bats in that Game 4 start in the division series because of his one-hit shutout, the 4-0 victory to put the Mets in the National League Championship Series for the 2nd straight year. Set up here at 0-2. 2 on, 2 out. Scooped up by Posada, ball 1. Yankees in the 3rd will have the top of the order. Jeter, Soho, and Justice. Yankees parted with a number of good young players, 4 to be exact, to get Denny Nagel back in July from Cincinnati. Jones sticks the bat out, pops it up. Tino Martinez there. And that'll do it for the Mets here in the 2nd. A walk, a single, 2 left. Mets have stranded 3. That'll be the hot topic over the offseason. Where will Alex Rodriguez end up? Back in Seattle? Will he come here to New York? Will it be Sherrod, his best friend Derek Jeter, or one of his best friends? Everybody automatically says his best friend Derek Jeter. They're good friends. Is this city big enough for the both of them? Jeter led off in the 1st inning with a home run. He takes a ball upstairs. I think we ought to keep an eye on Brenly down there, Tim, and see if he's sweet talking A-Rod. Did the Diamondbacks need a shortstop? 2-0.
Well, whoever gets Alex Rodriguez is going to get what a lot of people consider the best player in the game. I think one of the things that makes him the best player of the game is he plays one of the most important defensive positions in the game. What a talent.
2 balls, no strikes. Jeter leading off, and he shoots one into right center field. Pretty well hit. Perez on the run, won't get there. A hop off the wall, and Jeter will cruise to 3rd base. A leadoff triple for Derek Jeter to start the 3rd.
Alex approves as Derek Jeter in the first 3 innings gets the first 2 hits, the toughest 2 hits of a cycle. He homered his first at bat and now triples. Fortunately for the Yankees and Jeter, the ball short hops the fence instead of going over the fence. It has enough hang time to allow Jeter to get to 3rd. He had 4 triples during the regular season. And as you can see, he was his own base running coach.
Alex Rodriguez watching it. Stayed in play, and Jeter's at 3rd. Now Soho up there swinging, strike 1. So the Yankees already lead 2-0. And Soho or Justice or Williams will have a chance to make it even sweeter. 2 games to 1. The Yankees lead in this 2000 World Series, and they lead 2-0 here tonight.
Infield back right now. If they get another strike on Soho with the count 0-2, 1-2, they may bring the infield in.
Bobby Jones tonight greeted with a blast by Jeter in the 1st inning. Glendon Rush is getting ready for the Mets out in their bullpen. 1 ball, 1 strike on Soho. Runner at 3rd, nobody out. Strike 2 over the outside corner. A ball and 2 strikes.
Nice curveball from Bobby Jones, at the knees on the corner. Infield for the Mets will break in with 2 strikes on the batter.
To the right side, a run scores. Jeter to the plate. RBI ground out by Soho, and it's 3-0 Yankees in the 3rd.
That's one of those situations. We saw it last night where you bring the offside of the infield in, particularly with 2 strikes on Soho. Had it been in, well, then Derek Jeter doesn't try to score. In fact, Alfonso would probably have caught that ball in the air. But Bobby Valentine elects to play the infield back on the right side, and Jeter scores the 3rd run of the ball game.
So bases empty, 1 out. Now David Justice, who flied to right on a ball off the end of the bat his first time, takes ball 1. Justice only hitting .218 during the postseason, 3 home runs, including that big one in Game 6 of the American League Championship Series. Put the Yankees on top for good. 2-0. Derek Jeter now has played in 18 World Series games, and he has scored 18 runs. Two and 1. Bobby Jones from Fresno, California. Fresno High School, same high school that produced Tom Seaver. 25-game winner back in 1916 with the Miracle Mets. 3 balls and a strike on Justice.
Bobby met Tom Seaver when he pitched at Cooperstown in the Hall of Fame game, when the year that Tom Seaver was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1993.
That was Bobby's first taste of big league baseball. He was an all-star back in '97, a 15-game winner. This year with that strong second half was an 11-game winner, 11-6. He's behind on the count to Justice, 3-1. To the right side for Zeal. 2 out. And Bobby Jones will work to Bernie Williams.
Bernie has been to the plate 16 times in this World Series, and he's taken the first pitch for a strike 8 times. Usually Bernie's much more aggressive than that.
1 ball, no strikes. Now 2-0. Williams coming off a career year production-wise with 30 home runs, 121 RBIs. Tino Martinez, who is red hot, waits on deck. Jones allowed a run in the first, a run in the second, 1 here in the 3rd inning, and the 2-0 pitch. 2 balls and a strike.
Bernie missing the 2-0 fastball. Generally speaking, when pitchers are behind, they will work hitters away. You're behind in the count. It's not a good time to come inside.
That's out of play. And the count 2-2. Top of the order for the Mets in the bottom of this 3rd inning, and they will be at least 3 runs down. The 2-2 to Williams. Popped into shallow center. Payton puts it away. Williams and the Yankees finished in the 3rd so far. The Derek Jeter Show. A home run back in the 1st. A leadoff triple and a run scored here in the 3rd. Bottom of the 3rd. Top of the order for the Mets. They trail the Yankees by 3. First pitch at the bottom of the third is a breaking ball in for strike one to Timo Perez, who struck out in the first inning, 1 out of 14 in the World Series after hitting a combined 300 in the LCS and the division series. Chasing that pitch, it's 0-2. On deck is Alfonso and then Piazza. 3-0 the Yankees lead, bottom of inning number 3. Game 4, 0-2 pitch. Ball 1.
Denny Nagel trying to expand the zone on the wild swinging Perez. He's seen 6 pitches, 5 strikes in his first 2 at-bats.
Off the hands, and it's still 1-2. Here's a guy who was as important as any player for the Mets in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, scoring 10 runs, stealing 3 bases in the first 2 rounds, and in this World Series, just 1 hit, no run scored. Up the middle, a leadoff base hit. That's how the bottom of the 3rd inning begins for the Mets. Runner at first, nobody out. Ball 1. This Shea crowd is trying to climb back into the action.
They've got the right guys up to do it too. Alfonso, then Piazza.
To the third baseman, Brocious. Thought about second. Fires the first, 1 out. Down to second is Perez.
Number 31, Mike Piazza.
That'll bring in Piazza. During the season, when the Yankees made the acquisition and brought Denny Nagel aboard, the report was that Nagel rejected a 4-year deal for $36 million. And then about that time, when the contract talks broke off, Denny Nagel started to fall apart on the mound for the Yankees. I mentioned earlier he lost 4 straight decisions at the end of August, beginning of September, and lost his last 3 starts of the regular season. Runner at second, 1 out. Piazza, ball 1. These big games, and obviously they don't get any bigger than World Series games. He made 1 decent start in the ALCS, 1 not so good. But these count a little more than a regular season start at Tampa Bay. So we could make up for a lot of those struggles with a good one here tonight.
A lot of players break down when money is talked about during the season. You say, well, he has an agent, but the agent often confers with the player. Can't directly blame it on that, but it could have had something to do with that.
Piazza gets into one to left field. Back at the wall. Goodbye. 2-run homer, Piazza. It's a 1-run game. Pretty good idea of just how strong he is.
Unbelievable. The first time up, he hit a ball out of the ballpark. Foul. This one, fair. Hits it on 1 leg. 1 leg.
Zeal. Ball 1.
Here it is right here. You can see that back leg right there. Front leg, change up, gone. Very few people who have ever played the game are that strong. Man.
2-0 on Zeal. Lasorda with a ceremonial first pitch last night along with Lisa Fernandez. Lifelong friends with Mike Piazza's father, Vince.
Two guys from Norristown, Pennsylvania, right outside Philadelphia.
Zeal on 2-1 is jammed, and that's a foul ball. The crowd saying, "Run, Todd, run," but it's 2-2. And Tommy Lasorda, his relationship with Bobby Valentine is well known, manager of these Mets. There are some rumors that if Bobby Valentine, if it is delayed, a contract offer here from the Mets, that the Dodgers will try to sneak in and get something done. Former first-round draft pick of the Dodgers back in '68. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. And that's foul off the foot of Zeal.
Back in 1968, in that draft, first of all, the Major League draft started in 1965. Then in '68, Bobby Valentine was drafted 5th. The number 4 draft was taken by the New York Yankees, and it was Thurman Munson right ahead of Bobby. Had he not broken his leg, that horrible compound fracture in 1973, he would have been a terrific Major League Baseball player.
Bobby Valentine reminded of that accident every time he gets dressed in the morning. A reminder there on his leg. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on, and Zeal took ball 3 up and away. Bobby Valentine was a tremendous athlete, good football player. Stamford, Connecticut. Three balls, 2 strikes on Zeal.
Todd realizing he missed his pitch there. Right up in his wheelhouse. Todd Zeal looks for a ball to jerk, and he had one there.
One out, 2 runs home for the Mets, who trail by 1. And Zeal reaching for it, pops it up. Soho, 2 out. After playing here from '75 to '77, and he managed here with the Mets until '81. 2 years, 1977, 1978, he managed Bobby Valentine, who was a New York Met. 2 out, nobody on, 1 ball, no strikes. Robin Ventura, 2-0.
The year Joe Torre was the MVP in '71, he had 230 hits for the Cardinals, and not a 1 was an infield hit. He must have hit 400 line drives that year.
Hard hit ball to first off the bat of Ventura. Into the glove of Tino Martinez. A pitch from Denny Nagel onto the bat of Mike Piazza. And with that, it's a 1-run game after 3 in Game 4. A 3-2 Yankee lead as this game gets to the middle innings. 4th inning, Tino Martinez, Paul O'Neill, and Jorge Posada. Easy to recap what's happened so far. A leadoff home run by Jeter in the 1st. He was busy later in the 3rd. The leadoff triple and scored on an RBI groundout by Soho. Between those 2 innings, a 1-out triple by Paul O'Neill as Tino Martinez bloops one into shallow right center for a base hit. 3-2 score, and a leadoff hit for the Yankees. It belongs to Tino Martinez. 1 on with nobody out, and here is Paul O'Neill. Mets can't figure him out. Ball 1 up and away. O'Neill, a triple, a run scored. 8 out of 13 in this World Series. Facing Bobby Jones. Since that dominating performance, the 1-hitter in Game 4 of the division series against the Giants. 7+ innings. Big numbers. Tough short hop. Good play. And out at second as Ventura took a risk, and it paid off. Tino Martinez out on the force out. 5-4.
I think Tino Martinez slid too early. When he slid, he stopped. I think it was a good call by Jerry Crawford, the second base umpire. In between hop, Ventura, double clutch, and now the throw to second base. Thought he had him. Yeah, he's out. One more look. He's out. Good call by Jerry Crawford, but Martinez sliding too early. If he takes another half step, I think he makes it.
Joe Torre right out of the dugout. And the replays verify that Jerry Crawford made the right call. Runner at first, one out. And now Jorge Posada bats. And a check on O'Neill.
Joe, how many third basemen would make that play? Almost all third basemen would go to first base on that play.
I'm thinking of two guys, and they're both in this game.
That's right. Scott Brosius and Robin Ventura. 6 Gold Gloves to his credit. And you just saw one of the reasons why.
Now O'Neill's running. Hit and run, and a bouncer to Alfonso. Jones to the bag. What a play. 2 out.
Oh, my goodness. What a play by Alfonso. Watch Todd Zeile come off the bag, high chopper with O'Neill running. Zeile can't get to it. You talk about anticipation. Just a terrific play by a terrific second baseman. Boy, that's nice.
Edgardo Alfonso to his left. Now with first base open after that terrific defensive play. 2 in this inning. One on the left side by Ventura. This one by Alfonso. The decision is easy as Brosius gets the intentional walk. And it'll be up to Denny Nagel with 2 on 2 out, trying to add to a 3-2 Yankee lead. Second intentional pass of the night handed out by the Mets.
I think the only other second baseman perhaps that gets to that ball is Robbie Alomar, the Cleveland Indians. Remember that World Series in 1993, the play that Robbie Alomar made behind first base on a ball that didn't have a lot of hang time, and when he ended up, he was almost on the line. Extraordinary range for those two.
Now 2 on 2 out for Nagel. He struck out his first time up. Ball 1 high from Jones. Nagel 7 out of 37 at the plate this season with 3 RBIs. In his career, we mentioned a 153 hitter. 3 home runs, 34 RBIs. That's foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lee Mazzilli was a part of that 86 World Series with the Mets. Played here with the Mets from 76 to 81 and again from 86 to 89. Now the first base coach for Joe Torre.
Broke in under Joe Torre.
Two runners on for the Yankees, who have stranded only 1 tonight. They lead by a run here in the 4th inning. Outside corner, strike 2. Agbayani, Payton, and Bordick will bat for the Mets in the bottom of the inning. Rick White getting ready if he's needed. In the air to right field. Perez back to get it. Went a long way, but finds the glove of the 23-year-old rookie. Denny Nagel flies out. But as Red Sox fans wince and cringe across the country, that's how that game ended, and it was Rick Aguilera getting the victory for the Mets.
Our ratings in Boston just dropped 2 points.
That's right. I never liked them anyway. 2 balls, no strikes on Agbayani. Payton and Bordick will follow. 3-2 the Yankees lead. Mookie Wilson.
Most popular player in Met history, Mookie Wilson.
Looked like he was in REM sleep there for a second.
Rapid eye movement.
Yes. All-time leader with his franchise in the stolen base department, 281. He would like to welcome Agbayani down to first base. 3 balls, no strikes. And Nagel pours it in there, 3-1.
Fastball hitter, and Nagel has to stay away from the fat part of the plate. Peyton on deck.
To the right side, down the line. Slicing foul. Tino Martinez. What a catch. 1 out. Wow, what a play by Tino Martinez.
What a play by Martinez. Near the stands, having to come back to his left, checking out the stands. What a set of hands right here. Folks, that's hard to do right there.
So that's the first out of the bottom of the 4th, and a wow out of Joe Torre on that as well. Jay Payton now, who singled his first time up. Ball 1.
Got 2 terrific defensive first basemen in the American League. John Olerud with the Seattle Mariners and Tino Martinez. Tino Martinez is among the best right-handed throwing first basemen that I've seen in some time.
There's some good ones in the game today, like Andres Galarraga, right-handed throwing first baseman. Jeff Bagwell of the Houston Astros. Tino Martinez for these Yankees. Doesn't get a lot of credit for being a good first baseman, but he is. 1 ball, 1 strike on Peyton. 1 out, nobody on. Up the middle, a 1-out single, and it almost took Nagel's hat with it. 1 on, 1 out with Bordick coming up. 1 on, 1 out, Bordick. Ball 1.
Bobby Jones has come out to the on-deck circle. The Mets have Jason Grimsley and David Cone, 2 right-handers warming up. The Yankees, I beg your pardon. And the Mets had Rick White warming up in the top of the 4th inning, but no one is warming now.
2-0.
Bobby Jones will be facing the top of the lineup with Derek Jeter, who has already homered and tripled against Bobby. I think had Nagel gotten on, then Bobby Valentine would have brought in Rick White. So if you're going to bring him in the top of the 4th inning, why not pinch hit for Bobby Jones right now?
Still could happen.
Yep.
A strike into Bordick. It's 2-1. The situation might dictate whether the Mets will use a pinch hitter, and a lot depends on what Bordick does here with a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Runner at first, 1 out. McEwing with a helmet on. Bordick pops it into left. Justice coming to get it. 2 out.
With McEwing getting ready, Bobby Jones looking back to the dugout. Had Bordick gotten on base, I feel relatively sure that McEwing would have been the hitter. But because Bordick made an out, then Jones will hit for himself. It's funny how an out by your team keeps you in the ball game.
That's right. So Bobby Jones will bat. 2 hits that counted during the calendar year as he chops it foul. Strike 1. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without expressed written consent of Major League Baseball. No balls, 1 strike on Bobby Jones. Now strike 2. Jones is gone, and so are the Mets. A one-out single by Payton. The Mets strand their 4th of the night, and as Game 4 goes to the 5th inning, the Yankees lead it by 1. It's 3-2. Here is Derek Jeter, who has homered. He's tripled. He takes a strike. Go ahead and say it. No player has ever
hit for a cycle in postseason play, and Derek Jeter has the 2 most difficult hits of a cycle: a home run and a triple.
No balls, 1 strike. Jones drops down a little bit. That's out of play. Strike 2. Jones is saying, well, he's tattooed me twice with a home run and a triple the opposite way off the wall, so I'll change my arm angle. 0-2.
Both have been high fastballs. One was inside on the first pitch of the ball game. The other over the middle of the plate. That Jeter hit to right center field.
Derek Jeter trying to reach base for the 3rd consecutive time. Ball 1. Joe Torre will tell you that he will prefer and does prefer having Jeter bat in the number 2 spot. Well, he's proven tonight, leading off 2 different innings, that he's not a bad choice at the leadoff spot either. He can hit anywhere, any spot in this order. That's on the outside corner. Not according to Jeter, but according to Tim Welke, 1 out.
Derek thought it was outside, but because Piazza is sitting there, you're going to get that pitch. With a pitcher being that far ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes, you see Jeter did not agree with home plate umpire Tim Welke. But if a catcher sits there, even though it's off the plate just a hair, you'll get that pitch.
Ball 1 now to Soho. In case you're wondering if anybody's come close to a cycle, back in 1968, our good friend Lou Brock came close. Game 4, a double, a triple, and a home run. Did not have the single. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Name dropping, always name dropping.
You have to. It's a World Series.
I guess so. 2 balls, no strikes. Soho an RBI in this game, his 8th of this postseason. And Bobby Jones is pitching to him like name any one of Yankee stars from years gone by. Being extra careful now. Ball 4, and on 4 straight, the first unintentional walk of the night, and it goes to Luis Soho. And now with a runner at second, Soho, and 2 out. Bernie Williams, who since Game 3 of the '99 World Series, 0 for his last 20 in World Series at bats. Strike 1. He went up there and swung at the first pitch.
We mentioned his last at bat that he had not been aggressive. Bernie whacks his helmet, as several major league players are
Did you ever
apt
do that?
to do. No. I didn't like getting hit in the head at all with the bat, the ball, or runners.
0-1, the count on Williams. Here are the Yankees looking for 3 consecutive World Series victories. 98, 99, 2000, and their cleanup hitter, Bernie Williams. Last RBI during the World Series was Game 4 in 1998 against San Diego. A .121 career hitter in the World Series. Runner at second, 2 out, and an 0-2 count on Williams. Now Williams backs out. Little game going on between Jones and Williams. Jones waits. Williams steps out. Jones steps off. Now we're ready. A ball and 2 strikes. Still waiting. Bernie Williams says enough. He gets time again. Two and 2.
4 fastballs. Tino Martinez on deck. 3 fastballs away and 1 fastball up and in. I would imagine Jones and Piazza will go back outside to Williams. Runner on at second base. As a catcher, you set up as late as you can, but still give your pitcher a good target. Back inside.
A pretty good rip. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lee Mazzilli, the first base coach of the Yankees, is a little tired of watching Edgardo Alfonzo take hits away from his players.
Todd, I'm getting tired of seeing that now. I'm getting tired of seeing that. Every other play.
Field's going, I can't hear you. What? Played third. He could play short. He is an all-star second baseman. Runner at second, 2 out. 3-2 Yankees, 5th inning, and a 2-2 count on Bernie Williams. That's foul. Big over the top hook.
That's the first curveball that Jones has thrown Williams in this ball game. And Bernie had a swing at it like he wasn't expecting it.
Jones trying to figure out a way to get through the top of the 5th. Runner at second with 2 out. Jones again steps off. Two to Williams. Right at the shortstop Bordick. Bernie Williams thinking, what do I have to do? Now 0 for his last 20. World Series 2000. This is game 4. And we're halfway through game 4. The weather up here, I know I keep saying this, but it's stunning how pleasant it's been through the month of October.
What a shot that was at the Empire State Building.
Timo Perez leads it off, was inching up. One of those slap swings, and he took strike 1.
Empire State Building with Met colors and Yankee colors.
Oh, and 1 the count. Fly ball into right for Paul O'Neill. 1 away. Perez 1 out of 3. The batter will be Edgardo Alfonzo. While you're up here and you're covering a Subway World Series, for someone like myself, someone who wasn't around and somebody who wasn't a witness to some of those Subway World Series, it is a treat to get the different dailies, the different papers, and not only read about, as you see some of the writers hard at work here tonight at Shea Stadium, not only read about the series that we're covering here in 2000, but also to read about Those great Subway Series in that stretch. We talked about it during the National League Championship Series from 1947 to 1956. A 10-year span when there were 7 Subway Series. The newspapers and the dailies up here were so heavily involved. The energy that just jumped off those pages as Alfonso pops one down the right field line. O'Neill into the corner. 2 out. And the names of some of the greats, writers and the columnists, those old Subway Series days, time when there were multi-editions. As Piazza walks in, Joe Torre walks out. We may have a pitching change here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So before Piazza bats, Nagel's finished in the 5th.
Shaking hands and immediately leaving, and Denny Neagle is none too happy about being removed here, but certainly you can understand it with Piazza coming up.
Piazza coming up. Piazza blasted a 2-run home run in the 3rd inning to make it a 3-2 game. We'll get to Cone in 1 second. You go back to the first at bat. In the 1st inning, he hit an upper deck shot foul, or at least 2nd deck shot foul here. And now with 2 out, nobody on, Piazza will take on former New York Met and the guy who starred here at Shea Stadium for the Mets, David Cone. Ball 1. 80 and 48 in his 6 years with the Mets, including 1988 when he was 20 and 3 with an ERA of 2.22. One ball, no strikes on Piazza. 1-1. Joe Torre undecided for the first couple of games of this World Series as to who would get the ball to start this 4th game. Denny Neagle got the call, but Cone gets the early call out of the bullpen as he keeps it away from Piazza. It's 1-2.
That's a snapping slider from David Cone. After hitting with the fastball, he gets a tightly spinning slider. And I think Mike Piazza will see that again.
And he spoiled it to stay at the plate. A 1-2. Piazza pops it up. So Joe Torre makes the move. He brings David Cone out of the bullpen, and here at Shea, he gets Mike Piazza to end the 5th inning. A pop up to the second baseman, and a combination of Neagle and Cone tonight. The Yankees up by 1 after 5. Check your local bullpen and find that Glendon Rush is the first out of it for the Mets after Jones went 5 innings, 3 runs on 4 hits. It's the lefty Rush to work here in the 6th.
Neither manager considering personal records in this situation, nor should they. Joe Torre nor Bobby Valentine.
To the left side, tricky hop. Bordick stays with it. 1 out. Martinez is gone.
It will be a chess match for the last 4 innings.
Yeah, I was going to bring up earlier, with there being no DH in these games in the National League City at Shea, a little different for Joe Torre than in the League Championship Series when Neagle was on the mound. When Neagle was on the mound and he struggled in the middle innings, he went right to Jeff Nelson. But it's a little trickier to do that in these games because the pitcher has to bat. So now the middle relief gets exposed for the Yankees. And we'll see what David Cone does in his role here tonight. He got through the 5th inning. Meanwhile, the Mets have gone to Glendon Rush, and that was the plan. They got 5 solid innings out of Bobby Jones, and now it's Glendon Rush. You can see this comparison of their bullpen. Rivera, Nelson, Stanton, the 3 of them combined in this postseason for 20 games, 25 2/3 innings, and a great ERA. Only 8 games and 8 innings from the rest of the entire bullpen, with an ERA over 5.5. No balls, 1 strike, and O'Neill takes ball 1. Joe Torre, who cut his teeth managing in the National League with these Mets back in that style, can't hide your bullpen forever. As a ground ball up the middle is a base hit. Even Alfonso can't get to it as O'Neill is on. He's 2 out of 3 tonight and 9 out of 15 in this World Series.
Now Joe Torre will get somebody up in the bullpen, because if Posada or Brosius get on. And he'll also get someone up on the bench, and that someone is Jose Canseco or Jose Vizcaino, depending on whether Joe needs and the Yankees need a long ball or a base hit.
David Cone, who was on this mound for the first time since 1992, thinking, is that it? Is that all I'm going to get? He's also saying, hey, remember, I'm a pretty good hitter. But not in this situation if the inning should fall to the number 9 spot, which is 3 spots away. One on, one out. That's Canseco. Might see him for the first time in this postseason here in the 6th inning. No at bats so far. There's David Cone, right-handed thrower, left-handed batter. Hoping he gets a chance to swing the bat. One on, one out. Posada takes ball 1.
I think the only way that David Cone would get a chance to swing the bat is if Posada homers or Brosius homers. If there are men on base, however, I don't think David hits.
1 ball, 1 strike on Posada. Glendon Rusch on the mound, who lives in Seattle, Washington. Over the offseason, after getting a taste of life as a Met at the end of last season when he was traded here from Kansas City, Jeff Nelson getting loose for the Yankees, Glendon Rusch flew here and worked out at Shea Stadium with Dave Wallace, the pitching coach. Wallace came down to New York and Rusch came all the way across the country. They worked on some mechanics, talked about the philosophy of pitching. Glendon Rusch, who went into spring training vying for a spot in the rotation, won that derby between Bill Pulsipher, the left-hander Bobby Jones, and that man Rusch. Posada pops it into left. The Park will hold it. Agbayani. 2 out. David Cone, if he goes back out there, will work to Zeal, Ventura, and Agbayani in the bottom of the inning. Base hit through the left side, and that might force the move by Joe Torre. 2 singles, and Cone is being called back to the dugout.
And if he sends up Jose Canseco, Bobby Valentine has no one warming up. He doesn't have Turk Wendell. And I think Joe Torre loves this matchup. If you're Valentine, you at least have to think about bringing in a right-hander to face Canseco. But no one is up in the Met bullpen. And now someone's getting up, but it's too late to get him ready, I think.
Jose Canseco, the 1989 American League Championship Series, Game 4 at Skydome. This home run with the A's against the Blue Jays, the 5th tier of the left features. The ball officially measured at 480 feet. But those in the park that game, and I know Bob Costas and Tony Kubek did that game, I'll tell you it went about 500 feet, maybe more, as Rick White loosens up. But it is going to be Glendon Rusch against Jose Canseco.
He might get him out, but Joe Torre loves this matchup. He noticed no one was up for the Mets in their bullpen, and now Rusch is forced to pitch to Canseco because Rick White's not ready.
Jose Canseco called on to be a pinch hitter, something he's not used to.
Valentine trying to get Mike Piazza's attention. Now he looks over.
Canseco 3rd on the home run list among active players. Former Bash brother Mark McGwire at the top of that list. McGwire ended this season as a pinch hitter. 2 on, 2 out, and Canseco takes ball 1.
Canseco, for a big guy, for a home run hitter, has a very good eye. He's a better low ball hitter at this stage of his career because you don't need as quick a bat on the low pitch as you do the high pitch.
Looks like he's up there taking a strike, and it's 1-1. Canseco, in case you're wondering, 5 out of 31 in his career as a pinch hitter. And in his career against Glendon Rush, 2 out of 7 with no home runs. 2 hits in the inning. Two on, 2 out, and Rush steps off. Canseco trying to add to a 3-2 Yankee lead. 2-1. Runners on. O'Neill and Brocious with Jeter, who's already 2 out of 3 tonight next. But it's Rush and Canseco. Tied him up, strike 2.
So you can look at Jose Canseco with the hands that low. There's no way he's going to hit a ball that is up. That makes him a low ball hitter. Futile swing right there. Overpowered, a powerful man.
The 25-year-old left-hander, Glendon Rush, with a 2-2 to Canseco. Got him looking. So Jose Canseco, as Jeff Nelson takes over, who was last at the plate October 1st and has been quoted as saying, I don't know what good I'm going to be as a pinch hitter. I don't know what I add to this team. Added a strikeout and got the Mets out of trouble in the top of the inning as Nelson deals with Zeile and starts him with a strike. Zeile 0 for 2. Ventura and Agbayani will follow. Jeff Nelson trying to protect a 6th inning 3-2 lead. 1 ball, 1 strike, and that nasty slider.
You know, we talked about it in the opening. Todd Zeile, Joe Torre saying before the game that there is not a fastball he cannot turn around right now with that quick bat.
2-1. Up the middle, base hit. Leadoff man is on for the Mets in the 6th. Last night, Robin Ventura, first at bat, did that against El Duque. Tonight, Ventura is 0 for 2. Tying run at first with nobody out in the 6th inning. Strike 1. Certainly had to come into this game with a matchup of Nagel and Jones expecting more offense, but both pitched relatively well, and it's a 3-2 game in the 6th. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's a situation where Jeff Nelson is using a slide move when he doesn't need to. Todd Zeile is not a fast runner at first base, and that's one of the criticisms of Nelson with runners on base. He worries too much about the runners and not enough about the hitters, and here he is throwing over to first base.
2 reasons why Zeile won't run. He doesn't steal bases, and there's a big hole on the right side of the infield for the left-handed batter Ventura.
Right.
They could start the runner in a hit and run, but that's a different story. 1 ball, 1 strike. On the inside corner, strike 2. Ventura 3 out of 14 in this World Series.
Here it is. Instead of the high leg kick, Jeff Nelson, a big guy, does not pick the left foot up that far and slides it home. And what that does, it doesn't affect his control, but it does affect his power.
The opposite way. Justice coming on. 1 out. So Nelson gives up the hit to the right-handed hitting Zeal. Against the lefty Ventura, and here's Agbayani. Now Mike Stanton getting loose. This game's only in the 6th inning. Runner at first, 1 out. On the outside corner. Agbayani trying to do everything he can to add his name to the list of unlikely World Series heroes. It is a long list. Agbayani last night put the Mets on top for good in the 8th. He lines one to Nelson, double play. Nelson stuck the glove out, stabbed it, fired over to first, and the double play ends the 6th. Now it's the 7th inning of Game 4, a 3-2 Yankee lead. It's been that way since the bottom of the 3rd when Mike Piazza hit a home run, scoreless through the middle innings. And now it's Jeter with Soho and Justice to follow against Glendon Rush. Ball 1.
First pitch outside, no surprise. What the outfield of the Mets is doing, they're giving Derek Jeter the left field line. There is a huge area to left field.
That one is hit the opposite way, but Alfonso's on the other end of it, 1 out.
In baseball, that's known as pitching them away and playing them away. And that's what the outfield was doing then.
When Joe Torre made the pitching change, as we watch this smash to the second baseman Alfonso again, Joe Torre made the pitching change back in the 5th inning. We were talking about the beat writers and the columnists from the New York dailies up here during the Subway Series days, talking about that great stretch, and again from 1947 to 1956, a 10-year span, 7 Subway Series, and some of the names of those writers, and some are still here bridging that gap. Ball 1 to Soho. Dave Anderson, who was with the Brooklyn Eagle, now with the Times, who was here. Jack Lang, who was with the Long Island Press. Paper's defunct, but Jack Lang is still going. That's low. 2 balls, no strikes on Soho. Milton Richmond with UPI, Jimmy Cannon, New York Post, Dick Young, the New York Daily News, Herb Gorin from the New York Sun wrote the old scout column, and now the men and women who fill these newspapers day after day with story after story, and they've had plenty to write about over the last couple of weeks. 3 balls and a strike on Soho. 1 out, nobody on. Opposite way base hit for Soho. 1 on, 1 out. Here's Bernie Williams. Strike 1. There was a time when the switch hitter Bernie Williams was a better, more dangerous right-handed batter, but that isn't the case. The last couple of years he has been more productive, especially power-wise and RBI-wise, batting lefty.
His first 6 years, from 1991 through 1997, he was a much better right-handed hitter, about 45 points better.
0-2 from Rush.
But now it's changed. He's a better left-handed hitter.
Career numbers, and that's against right-handed pitching. Against left-handed pitching. 0-2 the count as this crowd gets to its feet here at Shea. Soho takes off. Throw down by Piazza is too late. It sails into center, but Soho will stay put. And the stolen base for Luis is his first of the postseason.
What a jump. The jump was so good. Mike Piazza would have been better off putting it in his pocket. No chance to get Soho. Watch this jump Soho has against Glendon Rush. Oh, man. He's halfway there before the ball was delivered. Now he's just holding his helmet. Well-timed stolen base by Soho.
One ball, 2 strikes on Williams. An RBI chance for Bernie with a runner at second, 2 out. Rush with a 1-2 count. We'll do it again. Tino Martinez waits to hit next. A 3-2 Yankee lead, a chance for another. 2-2. The postseason overall, Williams 1 out of 14 with runners in scoring position. 4 RBIs total. Full count.
Luis Soho, a very experienced base runner, realizes there are 2 outs and 2 strikes. We talked about it last night. When you, as the runner on at second base, see that ball in the hitting area, you take off. 2 strikes, 2 outs.
The Mets in the bottom of the 7th inning will have the bottom of their order, including Rush, who will bat 3rd. So this is it for Glendon Rush here in the top of the 7th. To Williams. Big run sitting out there for the Yankees. A 1-out hit by Soho. He stole second during this at bat. He's out there with 2 out. Time to stretch. Bernie Williams 0 for 15. The Mets will bat. Here's Jay Payton. Greeting old fans down there below the booth.
Yep.
Nothing in 1 on Payton is John Franco. Last night's winner for the Mets. Gets loose.
I worked here for 16 years. I know a lot of these people by first name basis. Come on.
Strike 2 on Payton. Lenny Harris on deck. Appears he will hit for Bordick. And then either Franco or Hamilton, depending on who's on the mound for the Yankees. If it's still Nelson, would hit for Rush. 1 and 2. that pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Jeff Nelson, 4 straight sliders. 2 that caught the outside corner. Mike Stanton ready. Be interesting to see which way Joe Torre goes. Remember Mariano Rivera can go 2 innings tonight.
Now the count's full. It was 0-2.
So Joe Torre is not at all worried about using 2 pitchers in this inning, Nelson and Stanton.
And he's in a spot now, Tim, where he only needed Cone for a third of an inning, the way the game unfolded. And that middle relief still has been rather silent in this World Series.
Meanwhile, Jay Payton has battled back from an 0-2 count to a full count.
On the outside corner, 1 out. So Payton is gone, and now Lenny Harris will bat for Bordick, who was 0 for 2 while he was in there. Harris was the starter, the DH in Game 2 at Yankee Stadium, and went 0 for 4. Strike 1.
See Lee Mazzilli moving Bernie Williams back. Bernie Williams was in, and Mazzilli wants more of a no doubles defense right now. They're playing no doubles in right and left, but Bernie Williams, Mazzilli thinks, is too shallow.
Lenny Harris with a good swing, but it's 1-2. Lenny Harris, a weapon off the bench for any manager he has played for over the years. 130 pinch hits he's put together. Number 4 on the all-time list. Manny Mota at the top of that list. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and that stayed up and away. 2-2. Darrell Hamilton on deck. Pitcher's spot is next. Up and away again. 3-2. Those eyes have seen plenty of baseball over the years.
52 years of it.
A 1-out walk, and Harris had to work to get it.
Thing about pinch hitting Lenny Harris, I think Joe Torre is going to make the move right now to Mike Stanton, because Harris is a base running threat, and Jeff Nelson is very easy to steal against.
It wouldn't surprise anybody if Bubba Trammell's standing at the plate when we come back to Shea. 1 on, 1 out in the 7th. So now it's Stanton with 1 on, 1 out. Good numbers from Mike. Did not appear in the league championship series, by the way. Postseason 2-0. Good ERA, and it is Bubba Trammell at the plate, batting for Darrell Hamilton, who was hitting for Glendon Rush, who pitched 2 shutout innings. Kurt Abbott on deck with Perez, the scheduled hitter. Abbott's going to have to come in the game and play short, as Bordick has been lifted for a pinch hitter in the 7th inning as well. Strike 1 on Trammell. Breaking ball misses, ball 1.
We flash back to Game 3 of the National League Division Series. The Mets and the Giants on that Saturday afternoon, won by the Mets in the 13th inning by Benny Agbayani's home run. In the 8th inning, a fielder's choice to Lenny Harris. He stole second base, and Edgardo Alfonso got a single off Rob Nin to tie it.
A 1-1. That's a strike. 1-2.
That sent the game into extra innings. And as we said, Agbayani finished off the Giants. That gave the Mets a 2-1 lead, and the next day Bobby Jones pitched that dazzling 1-hitter.
It's Harris on at first here in Game 4 of the World Series with 1 out. to read Stanton, who deals with Trammell. 1-2 pitch. 2 out. So now Kurt Abbott will bat. Strike one on Abbott.
Abbott does have a double in the series. He doubled over Paul O'Neill's head at Yankee Stadium. O'Neill now is deep in right field, and he well should be.
Two outs here in the 7th inning. Tying run at first for the Mets, Lenny Harris. And that's just blown by Kurt Abbott. 93 miles per hour, and Stanton is still throwing hard.
Well, in that first game, the game that went 12 innings, won by the Yankees 4-3, Stanton retired all 6 Mets to face him with 3 strikeouts. And tonight, he's throwing just as hard.
Matt Franco left on the bench for Bobby Valentine, along with Joe McEwing and Todd Pratt. Harris at first with 2 out. Abbott strikes out. Mike Stanton comes in the game, strikes out Trammell, then Abbott. And after 7 in game 4, the Yankees still leading 3-2.
Bobby thinking that John Franco can pitch another 4 years, and he's 40 years old right now. That's how good a shape number 45 is in. Won last night's ball game, and he'll be facing a couple of left-handers to lead it off here in the 8th inning.
A couple of defensive changes that were anticipated as Tino Martinez takes the ball up and in. Bubba Trammell stays in the game. He's in right field. And in it short after the Mets lifted Bordick for the pinch hitter. It's Kurt Abbott. Top of the 8th inning. Yankees batting. They lead 3-2, and a base hit through the right side for Tino Martinez. 2 out of 4 tonight, and 8 out of 16 in this World Series.
Paul O'Neill has not sacrificed since 1993, so forget about it. Forget about it, as they say in the area.
One on, nobody out. O'Neill. Strike one. John Franco became the 2nd oldest player to win a World Series game last night. Dolph Luque in 1933. Pride of Havana, Cuba. The oldest. That's low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jorge Posada waits to hit next. Then it's Brocious, a leadoff hit by Tino Martinez.
It is possible that Joe Torre would put the hit and run on, even though you have a left-handed pitcher, left-handed hitter.
Might be 2. Zeal. Abbott in the middle. Franco on the other end. Double play. 3-6-1. 2 out.
The most difficult double play, particularly with the left-handed pitcher, because he's falling toward third. What did Bobby Valentine say toward the end of our conversation today? John Franco is an excellent fielder, and he proves it again right here.
Zeal with a strong throw, and then Abbott. Perfect throw with Franco on his way to the bag, and O'Neill not running all that well. That factors in. 2 out, nobody on, and the batter is Posada, who is 0 for 2 with an intentional walk. Strike one.
At slide at second, Tino Martinez getting down because Kurt Abbott made him get down. A lot of shortstops, in order to prevent being taken out, will drop down on the runner. Watch Abbott right from down there to make him get down. Nicely turned double play.
Strike 2 on Posada. The Mets in the bottom of this 8th inning will have Alfonzo, Piazza, and Zeal. Franco trying to keep it a one-run game. Inning over. The big bats coming up for the Mets. They trail the Yankees by 1. Strike 1. Alfonso tonight 0 for 2 with a walk. 2 out of 15 in this World Series. Oh, and 2.
May have noticed with Piazza on deck where Posada was setting up. That is a pitch that Rivera has come up with this year. Setting up inside. He doesn't cut that pitch. It just stays on that level plane. If Posada sits up outside to a right-handed hitter, that's his cutter right here.
Alfonso into right field. O'Neill coming to get it. 1 out. Paul O'Neill is doing everything he can for these Yankees in the World Series. Bothered by a sore right hip, piling up hits and playing a strong right field.
O'Neill had to play keeper for Alfonso. He has good power the other way. Well, that made this play a little tougher. Nicely done.
Now a battle between Rivera and Piazza. Strike 1. Game 2 against the Mets. 1 inning. 3 earned runs. The home run hit by Peyton. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nagel started, got into the 5th. Cone finished the 5th. Nelson, Stanton. Now Rivera. To the shortstop, Jeter. 2 out.
There are many more Yankee fans at Shea Stadium than there were Met fans at Yankee Stadium. Clear from the applause.
Now it's Zeal. There's 1 out of 3.
Talked about it in the opening, saying that Joe Torre told us that the Yankees did not have a pitcher who had a fastball that Zeal couldn't turn around. Well, we'll see.
Zeal on 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two out, nobody on. 2 big threats erased by Rivera. Alfonso, then Piazza. 2 balls and a strike on Zeal. Home plate umpire wants to check the baseball. Yankees leading this series 2-1. Leading this game 4 in the 8th inning, 3-2. Into left field, another hit for Zeal. He's on with 2 out. And that'll bring Ventura to the plate.
Now he turned that fastball around, didn't he? I think Joe McEwing is a potential pinch runner here, and yeah, here he comes. Zeal, we mentioned earlier, has no stolen bases. He's not a fast runner, so McEwing properly being put in the ball game.
We came on the air tonight talking about Paul O'Neill, who's 2 out of 4 and just made a sliding catch out and right, and Todd Zeal, who's 2 out of 4 and gives the Mets hope here in the 8th inning. Now it's Ventura, and a pop up on the infield. Jeter waits for it, and game 4 goes to the 9th. Good at bat by Brocious, battling Benitez, and after fouling pitches away, he draws a leadoff walk, and that allows Rivera the chance to bunt.
Rivera will be bunting even with 2 strikes on him. Joe Torre does not want to take a chance. If you're the infielders, you can pinch, particularly the 3rd baseman. Robin Ventura will be breathing down his neck.
But he swings away and pops it into right. 1 out.
When you swing away and you hit it on the trademark, then you do what the Mets want you to do. Squaring around, and now swinging. Ventura was about 10 feet from Rivera when he made contact.
Jeter now, who's 2 out of 4. Started this night with a home run on the first pitch. And a leadoff triple in the 3rd. He scored a run on a ground ball to the right side by Luis Sojo.
Look how close Robin Ventura was to Mariano Rivera when he made contact. He's in the foreground right there. Fortunately for Ventura and the Mets, he had a harmless fly ball the other way.
The opposite way off the bat of Jeter. Trammell coming on, and he drops it. Brocious will stop at second. It's 2 on, 1 out.
Trammell may have lost that ball in the lights. Maybe. It was low enough, and outfielders here have a difficult time. It didn't appear, however, from that miss that the lights affected it. Just off the heel of the glove. Should be an error. Brocious going back a couple of steps and can only go to second.
It's an error on Trammell, and it's 2 on, 1 out. A walk, an error in the inning, and Luis Sojo stands in with runners at first and second, 1 out. Strike 1.
The odds are 10-1 against Sojo pulling a ball against Benitez. His natural stroke's the other way anyway. He will pepper that hole between first and second with regularity.
One and one.
I think Edgardo Alfonzo just said that if a ball's hit back to him, that Kurt Abbott would cover because Alfonso's going to protect or at least lean a little to his left, knowing Sojo, a fellow Venezuelan, hits it that way.
Runners go, and a foul out of play off to the right. Joe Torre trying to get a little action on the bases, and Sojo on a hit and run fouled it off to the right side. Now Sojo set up at 1-2. Still 1-2. Sojo with an RBI tonight, and right now it's the difference in the game. He made it 3-0 with an RBI ground out in the third. Two balls, two strikes.
Key pitch right here. If Benitez doesn't click with the 2-2 pitch, that means with 1 out and 2 on, the runners will be off. 3-2.
It is 3-2. David Justice on deck. Armando Benitez bothered with a problem in his right knee. He's had the right knee drained with fluid on the knee. There's an arthritic condition in there, and we talk about it with hitters. It's the case with Mark McGwire at the plate. Tendonitis, severe tendonitis in his right knee. It's the foundation. Same for Piazza, who's catching. Benitez, who drives off that back leg, is not totally healthy, and it's showing here in the postseason. A 3-2 to Sojo. Runners go, and a ground ball to second. Alfonzo has only one play. Out at first, and at second and third, 2 out.
That's how important that 2-2 pitch was. If that same ball is hit without the runners running, it's a double play, inning over. But because it was 3-2, runners running, no play at second, and Alfonzo forced to go to first. Now the inning continues.
David Justice stands in, hitless on the night, only 2 out of 14 in the World Series.
I think David Justice a more dangerous hitter than Bernie Williams at this time.
That's foul.
The difference is, and you can imagine what Bobby Valentine's thinking right now, if you put Justice on intentionally, Benitez has run a 3-2 count to 3 hitters thus far in this inning, and you really can't trust his control.
Second and third, 2 out, no balls, 1 strike, 1-1. Again, the Mets in the bottom of this 9th inning, facing Rivera, will have Agbayani, Payton, and Matt Franco. If anybody gets on, Bubba Trammell, who's hitting in the number 9 spot. Trammell's error figures in now. Second and third, 2 out. A 2-ball, 1-strike count on Justice. And he runs this inning now would be unearned. That's of little significance in the grand scheme of things, the big picture for Benitez, who's trying to pitch back-to-back scoreless 9th inning. Benitez got Justice to end the game last night with a pop-up. Tries to get Justice to end the top of the 9th inning here with second and third, 2 out. Into right field, pretty well hit. Trammell near the track and now on it, puts it away. Trammell didn't see that ball initially. Got a late break, but went back to put it away. Agbayani, Peyton Franco coming up for the Mets, down by 1. Here's Agbayani, Mets down by a run, facing Mariano Rivera. And taking ball 1. Clay Bellinger is in the game in left field. David Justice finished for the rest of the night. One ball, 1 strike. Strike 2. Jay Payton, who homered off Rivera in game 2 next. Inside corner, 1 away. The Yankees 2 outs away from a 3-1 series advantage with a matchup of Andy Pettitte and Al Leiter going tomorrow night. Royals, the last team to come back with a 3-1 deficit in the World Series. That's on the outside corner to Payton. A 12-inning affair, the 4-hour 51-minute game won by the Yankees. 1 ball, 1 strike on Payton. Strike 2.
Shoulder high fastball, and Jay can't lay off of it.
Payton tonight, 2 hits, came in the postseason hitting 184. 5 out of 16 in this World Series. A 1-2 from Rivera. 2-2. Matt Franco, who took over in that double switch when the Mets brought in Benitez, is on deck. That's foul. And similar to the swing that he took in game 2 when he homered the opposite way.
That swing in game 2 was on a fastball down about 6 inches. This one up around the letters. It is so hard to get on top of that Rivera fastball. Ball is on top of you in no time.
Two to Payton. Full count. Three balls, 2 strikes. Tying run at the plate. Peyton stays in there. Up and out of the strike zone and up and out of play off to the right. Still 3-2. In the air to left. Bellinger back a few. 2 out. And the last hope for the Mets is Matt Franco. Franco, the tying run at the plate with 2 out, nobody on in the ninth. Ball 1. That's foul. Trying to jerk it out of here. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He was doing and trying to do exactly that.
"16 consecutive postseason save opportunities converted by Mariano Rivera." A 1-1 to Matt Franco. The Yankees are 1 strike away from a 3-1 series advantage. Yankees win Game 4. The Merrill Lynch play of the game happened just as we were settling into this Game 4. First pitch of the night from Bobby Jones. Onto the bat of Derek Jeter and into the bleachers. And a 1-0 Yankee lead. They led throughout.
Derek Jeter, and I thought you weren't supposed to hit leadoff, or you didn't like to hit leadoff, or you couldn't hit leadoff. First pitch of the game, that was something of a statement.
Well, no, I don't mind it. You know, I've hit leadoff for a few games this year when Chuck was injured, and I've done it in the past, my first couple of years. So, you know, in my opinion, you only lead off the first inning. So I just keep the same approach, and